Hello. Bit gloomy out here today, but I think we're going to be okay for the rain. Now, the last Work in Progress Wednesday, which was a couple of weeks ago, I showed you a project that I had just warped up that morning, and I've just cut it off the loom this morning. So it's taken me 2 weeks to do not very much weaving. Here's how it's come out. That's the end. I haven't dealt with the fringes or anything yet, because it's clearly not wet finished, because I have literally just cut it off the loom. But that is the finished scarf, which is a little shorter than I was planning it, because it was a dog on the loom and I cut it off, basically. A dog on the loom is when you have a project that you don't really want to work on and it's just sitting there taking up your loom. That's what this was. I don't know why I didn't enjoy it. It's a plain weave, which I usually really enjoy. It's either that there's not much excitement happening in the colours, although the fade to the white's quite nice. Or I used the wrong heddle for my warp, because the warp felt very uncomfortable to use. It's quite a thin yarn. I'll show you there. So that's quite a thin yarn. And I was doing that on a 12, and maybe I should have done it on a 15. Although my 15 heddle has got a bit of a bend in it, because it's very thin, a 15 den heddle, a lot of little plastic bits, and one of them sort of woodged a bit. So this is the final product. No, it isn't. I haven't wet finished it. But once I've wet finished it and dealt with the fringes, the other way around, once I've dealt with the fringes and wet finished it, that will be that. It's a short scarf, basically. And I also had the last time round the shawl thing in an orange and purple. I don't know if you remember. I don't know if you saw the video. But I hadn't wet finished it. It was a very good handle catch. I have wet finished it now, and it's done something quite pleasing. So that's how it looks now. It's wet finished. And it is a little bit like a mesh, or almost like I've done a lacy weave, which I haven't really. It's just that pick-up stick pattern there. But it has sort of gone into a light mesh, which I'm going to pretend I planned. I'm going to pretend that was deliberate, and that's exactly what I planned for it to do, because that makes me look quite clever. And there's the other side there, which is the warp threads dominant, because the front... Let me get my sentence organised in my head before I start speaking it. So on this side, I've got these skips, which means that the warp threads are exposed on the back, which is why I went with orange. So that's come out, that's unrelated. That's come out really nicely now that it's sort of meshy, sort of a little mesh thing, which I absolutely did on purpose. So I don't have anything on the loom because I cut this purple thing off this morning, and I haven't had time to warp up. And I'm not going to warp up because I'm waiting for yarn for a project that I've been thinking about doing for a long time, and I'm just going to get you something to look at while I talk about that. So magic of editing. Seamless. You noticed nothing. This is what's happening with my next project. Oh, you can just sort of see it there. This is my magic ball. It is now 1.5 kilograms, which should be enough for what I want to do. In fact, it's probably more than enough for what I want to do. I'm going to make a poncho, sort of. A sort of poncho slash top hybrid. I don't know. I've done some sketches, but I don't know how it's going to come out. It's going to come out eclectic, because this is all my leftovers. So there's no sort of consistent colour, there's no consistent yarn weight. It's just anything that I had left over from weaving or crochet has gone into the magic ball. And every now and then I look at the magic ball and go, that's quite large, I might use it up. And then I make a shawl or a circle shrug or a hat. But I've never got back to the middle. I can't remember the yarns. Look, I can't remember the yarns that are under this top layer, but I definitely can't remember what's in the very core of this. I don't know that I'll get to it this time either, but we'll find out. So I'm waiting on some black cotton to arrive from an order that I made, an online internet order. I don't know if you know, but you can do shopping on the internet now. That's coming to me from Queensland, from the Thread Collective. And then I will warp up. So I don't have anything on the loom at the moment because I'm waiting for my cotton, and I don't want to start something that I will then resent having to do when I want to do this fun, exciting project with all my leftovers. It's really nice to hold as well. Sometimes I just sit there and hold it. Was that sad? Should I not have admitted it? Should I not? Was that a glimpse into my psyche? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have told you that. It's my friend and I love it. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for this week. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next week with this hopefully on the loom. The cotton was supposed to arrive tomorrow, but now they're saying, maybe Monday. So we'll see. Hopefully tomorrow, possibly Monday. But it's exciting, and I'm excited to use up some of my... because I don't think I'll use all of this. Thank you very much to the traffic. You have a lovely rest of your week. Thank you very much for watching, and take care of yourself. Bye.